Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I am Nicole and I live here in India. I've been here for 18 years, almost as long as you. Just kidding. And I'm with my friend Laurence, who's been here for 15 years.
Okay.
And she's my very good friend, sometimes my only friend. And she's here tonight to help me give a reaction to 11 common Indian rituals that are surprisingly scientific. Let's see. I mean, I don't know what they could be referring to. So let's find out. If you haven't already, please give me your like, please give me your subscribe, and let's go.
चलो चले एग्जाम के लिए। हाँ बस 1 मिनट दे, दही चीनी खा लूँ। तू लेगा? अरे पागल है क्या, मैं नहीं मानता ये सब चीजें। और आज अपना लिटरली साइंस का एग्जाम है। चल आजा। हाँ वो सब तो ठीक है, लेकिन तेरे यहाँ दही लगा हुआ है।
I don't believe in all that, but I might have done it earlier.
India is a land of innumerable traditions and customs. Although despite having witnessed or belonged to this rich society, we lack the rationale behind these rituals and brand them superstitious and meaningless. Watching this video, you will be surprised to know that the common rituals practiced today actually have a smart logic behind them.
So I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to say that my husband has actually said this to me on numerous occasions, that although the method or the reason why behind these rituals might be lost to many, like the reasoning why things are done in a certain way, like not bringing things into the house on a certain day and not doing things in a certain way, why things were done in that way, they were done for a reason, and that reason may no longer be known, but it was for a reason. So maybe that has something to do with this video. Have you ever heard that? Yeah, so let's see what they have to say.
So without any further delay, let's get started. Hello friends, welcome to FitTuber. Why is it said that someone is missing you when you get hiccups? Well, what can be the logic behind such a bizarre tradition? Well, it's quite a smart way of distracting one's mind in thinking who the person could be, and as a result, hiccups automatically stop. Have you been to a place where throwing coins in a well was a part of a tradition? The general reasoning given for this act is that it brings good luck. However, it was one of the far-sighted methods our ancestors came up with to ensure safe drinking water. In olden times, तू लेगा? अरे तू लेगा? अरे
I don't know what. Oh no, I screwed up the video. I didn't mean to. But my point was that I was trying to make is that when we are at a wishing well, it's called a wishing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you throw money into it, you're making a wish. So I don't really know what it is in India that it would be like for safe drinking water, or what he was trying to say here, but in the Western world, it's for a wish.
Ancestors came up with to ensure safe drinking water. In olden times, most of the currency used was made of copper, unlike the stainless steel coins of today. Placing copper coins underneath the water helps in killing the bad bacteria. Also, copper is a vital metal very useful to the human body. Throwing coins in the river was one way our forefathers made certain we intake sufficient copper as part of the water, as rivers were the only source of drinking water.
I really don't know if this is true. I mean, I would like it to be, but it might just be a happy happenstance.
In modern times, throwing steel coins may not help, but drinking copper-charged water surely will. One of the most common exam rituals that almost all of us have grown up following is that of eating a spoonful of curd and sugar before any crucial exam.
Have you heard of this?
No.
No, and neither have I. My husband has never spoken about curd and sugar, and he's never asked either one of our children to eat curd and sugar.
Well, it's protein and
quick energy.
And quick energy.
I mean, I can understand why it would make sense, but I'm just like, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, no, me neither.
No, you haven't either. So let's see. I mean, I can understand why it would make sense before a test. Similarly to why, like, you would want to eat a banana, which is
Yeah,
the Western
exactly.
equivalent of eating a banana for a test. It's a quick sugar rush, and it is helpful for your brain to get started in the morning.
But why? The answer to this is found in the Ayurvedic scriptures. Firstly, curd and sugar combination being fundamentally sweet helps supply glucose to the body, which raises your energy level. Another reason why the combination is offered right before the exam is that curd and sugar or anything meetha has been called buddhi vartak in Ayurveda. Thirdly, it has a cooling and soothing effect on the body and mind. So the next time you are out for an important meeting, don't forget to have dahi with mishri powder.
Or a banana.
No matter how much amount you give for shagun, it always ends on 1. Ever thought why? Well, an amount that ends in 0 suggests the end of a transaction. But the additional rupee connotes.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
that
yeah.
many times for my wedding actually.
For
That's
sure.
when I heard about it.
Yeah, so I have even started getting like you can buy envelopes that actually have the 1 rupee
Yeah, when you can
attached to it. So that's the one that we buy now, so that we're always giving the additional 1.
Continuity and the hope of future exchanges. Here's how the lone rupee becomes a symbol of an everlasting relationship. But why a rupee coin? Why not a paper note? That's because metal or dhatu is considered to be a form of goddess Lakshmi, which keeps negative energy away and marks prosperity.
So this was never explained to me this way. It was explained to me that you want it to be an odd number.
Yeah, but for a relationship that I knew.
Yeah, so never about it being a coin. I mean, it's easier to get it with a coin like the 1 rupee, but he's saying specifically it should be because of the metal. But it was never described to me because it's a metal, but because of the number itself. So let's.
We have that in France. I don't know if it's in the US also with knives. We don't give knives alone. You always give knives with with
Another
coin.
knife?
No, with a coin.
No.
And I don't know why, but
I don't know why.
It's also because it gets
No, but it's
relationship
like
and all
yeah,
that. I'm
like
guessing it's
yeah.
the one
I get it.
coin which you give is similar.
But
to
this
it.
is supposed, I mean, for the way it was described to me is that it shouldn't be an even number, it should be odd. It was never about the fact that whether it was a 1 rupee note, which I think they had like 1 rupee notes, but or 1 rupee coin. So he's saying that it's because of it's the metal, which
yeah, it had to be a coin for me.
would never. Oh, so that was never described to me as it had to be a coin.
Heard someone say today is my Tuesday fast? Superstitious, isn't it? Well, there is more than what meets the eye. Fasting for Indians is not an obligation but a moral and spiritual act where the aim is to purify the body and mind. Because the body does not have to do the work of digestion, it has more energy to focus on the spiritual aspects. That's actually why it's called Upavas. Upa means near and Vas means to stay, staying near to God. In India, people would choose various days in a month as a reverence to their favorite deity and fast for spiritual growth. Of course, the countless physical and mental benefits of fasting have now been well noted by modern science. From controlling obesity to improving hormonal balance to the growth of new brain cells, this holistic detoxifying practice is worth every effort. The dash of sindoor or vermilion powder on a bride's forehead is her holiest mark as she begins her journey as a bride. But do you know the physiological significance behind this ritual? Traditionally, sindoor is prepared by mixing turmeric, lime and mercury, which is known to control blood pressure and activate sexual drive. This also explains why widows do not use it. To make it more effective, sindoor is put starting from.
Have you heard about the mercury aspect of it?
No.
I hadn't. And I'm a little, I mean, mercury is not good for you, regardless of whether it's, I mean, I guess if you're ingesting it, it's not, but maybe if it's on the outside, it's okay. But
I don't know.
yeah, we'll see.
The forehead all the way to the pituitary gland, the seat of thoughts and emotions. Newly married women are also advised to wear heavy, tight bangles. This is an intelligent way to press the veins underneath.
Well, they only do this, I think, in like parts of India. You were never,
No.
yeah. So this isn't an entire Indian ritual. I think it's really only like North or maybe even specifically
Or maybe it depends.
Punjabi. I mean, I have heard it being as a Punjabi ritual. I know that the women that I've known that have done it find it very uncomfortable. Let's find out why.
To increase the blood flow in reproductive organs, resulting in easy conception. Another masterpiece is the toe ring, which is inevitably worn on the second finger. A particular nerve from the second toe connects the uterus and passes to the heart. Wearing a toe ring on this finger helps strengthen the uterus by regulating the blood flow to it, thereby regularizing the menstrual cycles.
Again, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not a foot reflexologist. I don't have all of the details. I do know that there are many spots on the foot that connect to different areas on the body. This could very well be true. I just don't have the data to say whether or not I really agree with that or not.
Moreover, for a woman, all these are prominent marks of being married and so not to be persuaded by other males. We have all seen lemon and chilies hanging on the trucks, cars, shops, etc. Haven't we? The belief is that it wards off evil spirits. Practically, local restaurants place this combo on the table to save their customers any trouble from the insects that may hover around for food.
So I actually have never seen it on a table. Have you?
No.
No. It's always hanging above a door, and I've never heard it like for warding off bad vibes. I've heard that it absorbs them and absorbs the bad vibes.
Yeah, but it's making sense because if it's insect repellent, like he says, if it's an insect repellent, then it's good vibes.
Well, yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying that
insects all over the place, right?
what I've heard about this is not that it wards off, but that it absorbs. And like that's one of the things. So one of the first things that, walking around the streets in India, you come across lemons and chilies just in the middle of the road. My husband was always very adamant that I never step on them because I would then be taking in all of the negative things that it absorbs. So again, I'm not sure what he's saying that it wards off. Like for me, what I was told that it absorbs and that it kind of negates the bad energy that's there.
The active heat-producing ingredient capsaicin repels mosquitoes and flies because it is an irritant. More interestingly, centuries ago when people had to undertake long travels on foot, they often had to traverse through a variety of landscapes and encounter the threats of predators and inconsistent water supply. To combat these issues, it seems our traveling heroes carried our good old Nimbu Mirchi with them. The lemon was meant to keep them hydrated, while the chili could be used to check if snake bites were venomous or not. It was believed that when the traveler bit on chili and couldn't taste it, it would indicate that the snake was poisonous and numbed his or her nerves. Smart, isn't it? Every day, Indians would
I don't know if it's smart because I don't know if it's true. I'm not sure. So I don't know if you're bitten by a venomous snake, if you no longer can taste. I'm just not sure if that's actually correct.
become the sun, the soul.
What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say anyway, if it's a venomous snake, it might be
Too late.
Once you
Exactly.
Source of life on this planet by their water offering ritual. Well, there are great benefits to this practice backed up with scientific significance. When the sunlight passes through water, it breaks down into a spectrum of 7 colors. It is in this form that the sun's energy is absorbed maximum by our body. It helps to balance the 3 doshas, improves eyesight, strengthens the heart, and enhances mind power. And of course, this practice also helps to bring discipline into one's life as it makes you rise before the sunrise, allowing you to maximize the hours in the day.
Okay. I mean, the water doesn't break down. The light is being reflected in the molecules. That's fine. I understand that and I can agree with that. But it's not breaking down anything, like having the light go through the water. But I understand the ritual and why it might be beneficial to get up in the morning early and start your day on a positive in a positive
It's
way.
it's excellent for your vitamin D anyway.
The light,
Yeah, the
exactly.
first light of the morning,
Yeah,
which is
What is
something.
the significance of
really important.
celebrating Ganpati Visarjan? 10 days after welcoming Lord Ganesha to our homes on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi, devotees bid adieu to Ganesh idols on the day of Anant Chaturdashi. But what is the purpose? Well, it's deep and sagacious. The Visarjan ritual symbolizes the cycle of birth and death. It's a reminder that nothing is permanent and that change is the only constant. It's a reminder that everyone who is born on this planet or that exists shall perish one day. Moreover, the reason why the idols are immersed in a water body also has a profound meaning. The ocean or the water body represents the infinite, and the idol is the soul seeking salvation. In the
So with this, I totally agree. I can see like the birth and life and like the death. Like I understand all of that in this cycle
Yeah,
and in this
I
festival.
think there is something similar in each religion anyway.
So, yeah, you bring up a very good point. There is, now that I think of it, something very similar in a lot of religions. I would say though that I really do appreciate the fact that over the last few years, specifically, I've seen
Reduce of painting.
yeah, the reduce of the people actually using really ecologically friendly materials for these Ganeshas and really trying to be more responsible with the environment in the submersions of these Ganeshas. I think we have to remember that when this started, like so many, it's like so long ago, this was the earth going back to the earth, and then it became something much different, and I think with the different things you can find in paint and the different things that you can find in plaster and
Yeah, all the heavy metals.
the metals and things that are being put into the
But you're
water.
right, that's drastically changing over
Yeah,
the last
it's
few
and it's
years.
really changing really fast, and I can understand why this is so important to the population, but I love the fact that they are also recognizing that the way they are doing it could possibly be damaging to the water bodies that they're using, and that they're really trying to be better. So when my kids make Ganeshas, and they make them every year, it's sort of a family tradition. We use, you know, natural clay, and it's wonderful. I'm so happy that we do that.
the olden days, our ancestors were conscious enough to make Ganesha idols using herbs like turmeric, neem, and clay, which would not only get easily disintegrated but also render the water bodies clean. Why do we not touch books with our feet? Well, our feet, even though they are very important, are considered to be the dirtiest part of our body in regard to the fact that they come in contact with the ground first, and so contact with dust is inevitable. The outdoors may not be very clean as we would like it to be. Hence, a great effort has to be made to avoid stepping over someone, any food, utensils, or books. Our culture has always regarded knowledge as sacred and divine, and therefore must always be respected at all times.
There's also that with money. Like, have you ever dropped money and it's immediately picked up and it's immediately blessed? And I see and I can understand why. So it's not just books and food and these other things that he listed, but it's also money.
The ritual or custom of not touching any educational tools with our feet shows us the pedestal on which we put knowledge in Indian culture. So these were some of the common Indian rituals which I believe have a logic behind. This gives us an idea how intelligent our forefathers were in designing various rituals and customs for the holistic well-being of us and the environment. Did you find this video helpful? If you would like to see another
So I did, like, I definitely see some of the areas where this is correct, but there are some things here that I definitely didn't agree with, or where I really can't see the scientific value, but I do understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know who is calling the forefather, because for me, a lot of things is common sense. and was implemented over time.
Over
by,
time?
yeah,
Yeah.
by people,
And not like in a
not someone
specific
who
book
made it,
or made a rule, but
and
like
then
it was
because
just
it was implemented by so many people, then
it just became like a common thing that people did. And that's true. The thing is with these, there is no, I think there's no history to it. Like nobody knew, like, or nobody knows who was the one that said you cannot do this because of this reason. Yeah. So it really could have been just something over time that people understood to be the right way or the best practice. And it just became implemented over time over a large group of people. You're right.
Yeah.
So that was our reaction. If you liked it, give me a like and a subscribe. If you have something you would like us to react to, put it in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Anything else, Laurence?
No.
As always, we love you and bye-bye.
Bye.